Bad Popp here. And if you came here for some lighthearted humor, I got some bad news for you. Winning! A few episodes back, I let slip a story, a little incident I had with a woman who shall remain nameless. I was going to bang this chick. We got to the pop on her top, and she had one tit. It totally f***ed everything up. I was like, ah! I banged a chick with one leg once. That was kind of cool. I'm going to be explaining the story about that and the pandemonium that ensued. Hopefully she doesn't shoot me or blow my car up. But hey, let us begin. I hope you guys like this. It's a true story. All right, a little history on this whole thing. Older woman, had older kids. She went in to get a tune-up. Well, the girls used to be able to do this. As they get older, they're doing this. Kind of look like two squirrels fighting in a gunny sack, if you know what I mean. And we totally appreciate it when they go get it tuned up to bring them back to here. She developed a MRSA infection in one of them. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but basically, and they saved her nipple by sewing it to, you guessed it, her inner thigh. If I blow on that nipple, does that nipple get hard up here? And she's like, yes. And I was like, oh my God, how can that? Frankenstein at its best, I'll tell you. That might have been pretty interesting if things had progressed. Because I'm not going to say I didn't think about it. They had to wait a certain amount of time to make sure that the MRSA was all gone before they could go back and rebuild or whatever they were going to do. This happened like several years ago, and I met this woman online. We're on 7 dates. Finally, you know, things start getting heated up and go back to her place. Winning! Imagine, if you will, you're moving your hand around, you know, you're working the thing, and then you hear the boom, an uncountable thump of a gelatinous artificial breast hitting the floor in the dark. And then you see it, and you're like, oh. Ah! One of these two things is not like the other. On the flip side, if a woman hears that uncomfortable slap on the floor, third leg Willie. There was absolutely no warning given because I couldn't tell from prior that it was a prosthetic. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Whoever built that knew what they were doing because it fooled me. Good job winning. You know, maybe I should get a thermal scope so I can look them up and down because then I would have been able to see that like right off the bat. Alright, so on the shock factor level, say a 1, you go over to her house and it's kind of messy. It's a 1. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Shock factor 10, you go to her house and you find out that her has some twigs and berries. That's like a 10. I've never had a 10, but total shock factor. This was a 9, and mainly because there was no warning given. No. Well, once that happened, everything pretty much came to a screeching halt. It's like, you know, this whole awkward moment's going on. There's some questions that I asked that really probably should earn me a gigantic ass kicking. Zero compassion. I said, hey, can't they take that one perfect D-titty and move it in the middle? And that thought did cross my mind that perhaps maybe she could have 3 put on there and be that chick from Total Recall. I said, you know, so when they rebuild the other one, are they going to take the fat out of your ass and move it up here? And then inquiring minds want to know. You know, you have that one perfect D cup. Can they just divide it in half and make it 2 C cups? All right, gentlemen, it's not one of my prouder moments, but after I'd ask all those uncomfortable questions, did she want me to flip her over and carry on? Going to hell! Oh, obviously, the mood was totally dead by then because by about this time she had thrown beer on me and invited me to leave the house. I literally got boom and beard, winning, all over my face, down my shirt, and almost kicked me in the butt as I left. So, you know, while I'm stumbling for the door, putting my shoes on, I said, why don't you just get the other one removed and then you could be like a Thai hooker or a bodybuilder or, I don't know, a gymnast. That was our last date, but it was not the last time I saw this woman. About a year ago, I ran into her with her new boyfriend shopping at the local Myers. Her cart was blocking the tuna fish I wanted, so I had to look at her and go, ma'am, could you please move your cart so I could get at the tuna fish? The look on her face, absolutely priceless. And if you think about it, this whole thing was a giant metaphor. Because the cart was that one titty. And the tuna, the Bermuda Triangle. And I had to move it aside to get to the tuna. And I'm sure she's going to see this episode and just hate my absolute guts. with the seething hatred of a white hot sun. What can I say? Should have gave me some warning, baby. Should have gave me some warning. Like any good DJ, I take requests. Like always, this is where we whore ourselves out. Please check out our Patreon page. And if you have 2 nickels to rub together, send them our way so we can keep this going. As usual, everyone, please hit the subscribe button. Because if you do, I just might flip you over. And I just went over 9 homo suspicion points. If I had a choice between a woman who had 1 tit or a woman who had 3 nipples, what would I choose? And I would go with the 3 nipples.
Me personally, I'm an asshole. I would like wait till she fell asleep after, and I put like googly eyes on the 2, and I like fucking.
That's how to not get an invitation to come back. I'm just saying.
She wakes up in the morning to go wash her face. Ah!
You bastard!
My tits were staring at me. Your tits were staring at me.